Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. What do I have to say? It's actually a lot to discuss on here. Was this show bad? When are we not surprised when this is bad? Or if the ratings keep going lower? Honestly, I had a better time watching Slammiversary last night. And I check out my review if you ever get the chance to check that out. So please check that. Because it was better than this shit I saw tonight. And what a difference 24 hours can make. Going from Impact back to WWE. Now, the biggest thing I would say tonight was this announcement from Stephanie McMahon. That's what's been going on. I've been reading all weekend and stuff. Some people think this was going to be the Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't know how to feel about that all the way, to be honest, if that would even work in that. Something about it, I'm not saying it's not going to work, but something tells you it wouldn't work at the same time. But with this announcement, they had some of the roster on stage. Well, most of them. Nikki Cross was even out there on stage. I don't really know what show she's on, but she was out there. Vince McMahon was in the ring. Vince pretty much introduced Triple H and Stephanie McMahon for this historic announcement. Triple H pretty much acknowledged everybody on the stage and that their dedication, their blood, their sweat, tears make this possible. That we don't do this alone. It takes an entire team to do this. And he talked about all the, the talent is very strong today. But then he asked the women to step forward as Triple H pretty much went on, talk about all the women standing, that, they support them, that everybody, all the men support them too. And how the fans support them, and that, it's gotten us somewhat emotional. It's brought a tear to the eye from what they've done from Hell in a Cells to Iron Man matches. And this is all the women from both Raw and SmackDown. Now, moving on to Stephanie McMahon, as she said that all of you are important and that the opportunities for the women WWE, from having 30-second matches to main events and give divas a chance and the hashtag and, you're not a superstar, you were born to be. And she pretty much went on to say that on October 28th that the women will be getting their own pay-per-view called Evolution. It'll feature over 50 women from the past and the present, and that they will all be from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the finals of the Mae Young Classic will be involved. And it will be at the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York. Okay. Now, I have nothing against them having a pay-per-view. They can have their own pay-per-view. Nothing wrong with that. Now, as for Stephanie talking, I could just feel like it was a bunch of corporate bullshit coming from her mouth like usual. And, this is just her trying to put herself over since she was the one making this big announcement. Now, I do believe on count of terms that that the reason why they are getting their own pay-per-view is that this is a way to, kind of make up for the women not being on the greatest Royal Rumble card, because they would not allow women into the, the whole Saudi Arabia thing because of whatever culture was going on over there. So this is a way to make up for it by having their own pay-per-view and, I guess having to work for their money right here. So that was going to happen. But, since they were pretty much going on from that, I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna suck. Maybe that's months from now, but recently from how they've booked the women on both of these shows, it's been bad, really. Okay, it really has. I hope there's change in the coming months, because come on, you got Carmella and Alexa Bliss as champions right now. You buried fucking Asuka. The Sasha and Bayley feud is just, I don't even know what to think about at this point. It's just gone off the rails. But I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea when I look at this whole thing. It's no problem with them having their own pay-per-view or anything, but I don't know where this is going to go. And it feels like WWE themselves are just late on the party on this, okay? They want to do an all-women's pay-per-view, but you've seen these other promotions in the past. I've already beaten them to the punch in doing an all-women pay-per-view show. I've seen it, okay? You see shows like Shimmer. You see shows like Shine. Hell, Impact did I remember they did a whole Knockouts pay-per-view years ago. I remember it. I really do. They had a whole show on the Knockouts. Even they still do some on their one-night-only pay-per-view. So, WWE is just really late to the party on this shit, okay? They really are. And, like I said before, the way they've, booked the women on both Raw and SmackDown has been very bad, or, they're out there, but they don't get, reactions a lot. Well, not a big reaction depending on who's out there. It's not even tonight from what I saw, and I'll get into some of those matches later on, but it's good the women are getting a shot and they're getting on pay-per-view Evolution. I just kind of want to say that, but I don't know, man. Stephanie, when she's just out there, it's just a lot of corporate bullshit lies, so you just knew it was something up from that. It really was. So NXT, they're doing all right. I will say that, but I'm really trying to analyze this whole thing on if this is a really great idea to do. Like, I really am. Like I said, I'm all for it, but will it work, though? That is the question in all of this. I know it's been a lot of mixed reactions. I've been reading online all night about the women having their own pay-per-view. I don't know what's going to sell in the Nassau Coliseum. We don't know the card. We don't know what's going to happen. Hell, where the hell was Ronda Rousey? Wasn't her suspension over last Wednesday? Why wasn't she out there with the rest of them? I know Charlotte was there, but she had surgery. But, yeah, where was Rousey if her suspension was over last Wednesday, I believe? So, and they very much also confirmed that Trish and Lita will be part of the show. I'm not really surprised they weren't going to be... Well, they were going to be on this thing, so I'm not really surprised they were already announced to be on this show on October the 28th. So, this can either be really good or it can bomb. So, we can see, they've had the Royal Rumble and everything. They've had the Elimination Chamber, even though that wasn't really that good. But they really are trying to make it feel historic, but it's one point where I feel it's historic, but then I just feel like it's a corporate agenda, bullshit going on, and, it's Stephanie doing this. Like, I just felt like it was some type of corporate thing, and like I said, it is probably a way to make up for what happened in Saudi Arabia. So that's what I've been hearing all night, because they weren't on that show, so that's probably the reason why for that. So I don't know what we could expect, but when I look at the booking, like I said before, when I look at the booking of the women on Raw right now, it's a lot of bullshit going on. It really is, okay? So, I'm trying to listen to the positive thing, but I see a lot of holes in this too. So, I really want to go over it. Like, you can really tell me what you think about this whole women's pay-per-view for Evolution. Do you like it? Are you with the idea? Are you down for it? Do you think it's going to be ass? Tell me what you really think about all of this, because right now I'm kind of looking at this on a 50-50 standpoint. I'm really trying to look at the positives and the negatives throughout this thing. But they really got to start booking the women right, because they booked them like fucking damn near. It's just dumb how they booked them. They really have. Look at your champions on Raw and SmackDown, folks. Carmella and Asuka. Think about that for a second. NXT Baszler, that's fine. But you look at what's going on right now. Oy. So, like I said, it's 50 women involved in this. So, we'll go on and see where it goes from there. The B team, they're preparing the backers are going to defend their tag team titles again tonight against Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Not much to say from this match other than another kind of like a fluke victory, with Dallas throwing Bray Wyatt into Hardy, which pretty much reversed into a pin. So Karis Axel got the win. Matt and Hardy pretty much gave him a round of applause. Then they hit their finishers on the B team. I guess they're a heel here. Who's the face? Not really sure, but match was okay. It wasn't really much to speak from. I should say throughout the entire night, you will see Elias trying to perform a song. His debut album just came out today. I actually may check that out whenever I get the chance. Maybe tonight or tomorrow. And looking forward to hearing it. But as he was really going to try to perform tonight. He was interrupted multiple times. Finn Balor and Chad Gable in the back talking about the Women's Evolution. By the way, you're going to hear a lot of people talk about the Women's Evolution show tonight. But somebody was walking with Balor's gear and his jacket, and that they had strict orders from Corbin to move into a new locker room, which was a toy kids-like playhouse with a teddy bear. And Corbin, talk about his handiwork and everything. It's Balor, he said Balor's too big of a superstar to have his own locker room after his winning Extreme Rules. So he thought he got his own little, something that fits Balor's stature. As Balor's like, I always wanted my own fun house. Says Corbin pretty much got pissed off that you better get ready for your match against McIntyre tonight. Listen, this is just more of this big man. Listen, it's Bryan versus Cass 2.0. That's pretty much what it is. This whole feud is Cass versus Bryan 2.0. Big man, little man. Big man, little man. I'm big, you're little. So now you think Itsy Bitsy Spider is worse? Now we're putting people in toy, kid-like playhouses now. This is how this shit's going on to be. Dumbass feud. Sasha and Bayley were in the back. I think pretty much played a clip of Sasha telling say she loved Bayley and how they're now getting along, have they overcome their whole differences with each other, that they're a team and that their friendships are strong now. So they pretty much went out and went against some jobbers, and then they hugged. And at one point people kept thinking they were going to kiss for some reason. Some people really think this is a lesbian angle. Some people actually believe this is. Are any of these two turning heel or anything, or what? Because now that they're smiling and hugging each other a lot now, that they've now embraced each other. Listen, I don't know where this feud is going. Like I said last week, 1 week one's face, 1 week the other's heel. Then they drop the feud. Then they come back on the feud. One attacks the other. Where is this going? Is there a match at SummerSlam for this? I don't even know at this point. This has gone on long enough. This feud needs to end now. It really does, because is this now the outcome of he brought Dr. Shelby in, and now they're just smiling and hugging each other now. Like I said before, some people actually think this is a damn lesbian angle. They thought they were going to kiss tonight. Some people actually thought last week when she said, I love you, but it was more of a friendship thing. So, I don't know where this is going, but hopefully one of these turn heel, because this ain't cutting it. Strowman came out as he interrupted Elias, as he congratulated the women, especially his mixed match challenge partner, Alexa Bliss. And he talked about stories of Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley tonight in the main event, but it doesn't matter who's champion, because sooner or later I'm going to cash in my Money in the Bank contract. Kevin Owens came out all taped up, talking about, you want to come out here talking about the Universal Championship after what you did to me. I tried to befriend you, and everything, because, his son thought, he could replace Nicholas as his tag partner in Mania, but Owens talked about his kids are now scared now because they look at the pain on their dad's face every steps he takes trying to walk around, saying that he's a family to feed, and that Strowman took that away from him. Tried to take it away from him, just destroying Kevin Owens every week. And he talked about because now he's going to take everything away from Strowman. And Strowman says, I dare you to try, as Owens says, I'm warning you, because now the problems have just come for you. Which, I still look at this, who is the face and who is the heel here, because Owens came off more as a face, really. Because, once again, what the hell did Kevin Owens ever do to Braun Strowman? Braun Strowman kicked the living shit out of him every week, throwing him off of porta potties and flipping his car and throwing him off the cage. That, he's got a family to feed, and, he's taking his livelihood away from him. So, Strowman feels like more of the heel than he is the face, really. And Corbin came out then and talked about Braun Strowman's temper, as he was going to handle the situation. So he made some short jokes about Balor, and then brought out Jinder Mahal to control his temper then. And, still doing that pacifist gimmick thing. And, Strowman had his own chant, as he said, get these hands, as he threw Mahal and them out of the ring then. But like I said, Owens pretty much good talking, I will say that, and pretty much put himself over as a family man, damn near as a face, but I guess he's going to do something, anything in his power now to stop Strowman from cashing in the Money in the Bank contract. Natalya went against Mickie James, or whatever the hell Mickie James was wearing out there tonight. Mickie won after Bliss distracted Natalya, pretty much Mickie hitting the mid kick on her. Roman Reigns in the back time. He's the most decorated champion, I believe, person in his company for the past 5 years now. That he's going to beat Bobby Lashley tonight and then whip Brock Lesnar's ass at SummerSlam. Elias tried to perform again. Authors of Pain came out. Good God, these men need Paul Ellering back, because if they stood there and said, give us anyone, just don't give us Titus Worldwide again. Why the fuck did they ever get rid of Paul Ellering to begin with? But these two men need a manager. They really do. Cruz and Titus came out there and talked about, you guys are big, you're legit, but you're the youngest guys on the roster, and you have a lot to learn. As Titus said, we're just trying to help. And he said, you can't help us when you trip and fall over yourself. And Titus said, we fall all the time, but, not fall like me, but we get right back up. And, Cruz talking about he knows why Titus is a father of the year. And, helped him put kids, not kids, but it helped him put clothes on his kids' back, and talked about how, Titus helped Titus show some respect as, it can pretty much show, Titus can walk away, you can retire. That's how you can do to help us. And then Titus got pissed and pretty much threw the Authors of Pain out of the ring. So this feud is continuing for some reason, but these two men need a manager because they can't fucking talk. Kurt Angle and Stephanie McMahon were in the back as Kurt once again talking about the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. In October, Owens and Corbin showed up as Stephanie asked why Owens was okay as he was not, and talked about it's been hard and, because of Strowman. And he said, I want to face Braun Strowman at SummerSlam, and if he wins, he gets the Money in the Bank contract. But if Strowman loses by count out, DQ, pinfall, anything, he will lose that contract. Kurt Angle wasn't going to do it, but Stephanie said, you know what, you got your match. And that's going to go down at SummerSlam, which is kind of good for him because, like I said, he could get a chance to win, but I guess get payback on Strowman. Like I said before, it's almost like in reverse who's facing the heel here, but he pretty much did have a valid point to why to do this match. Really did. Mojo Rawley went against Tyler Breeze. Who gives a shit? We want Ambrose chants, Cincinnati, Ohio tonight. So, who really cared for this match? There's a lot of Cincinnati, Ohio chants. When I say Cincinnati, Ohio chants, I mean we want Ambrose chants. But like I said, I guess they really are trying to build mojo. Drew McIntyre went against Finn Balor. Pretty much in the DQ, Ziggler got involved. Seth Rollins came out for the save, pretty much into a tag team match. Seth won with the curb stomp on Ziggler. Pretty much he said later on in the night, though, that he was going to be the number one contender for, I guess not number one contender for Near Continental Championship at SummerSlam, so that's going to go down. Bobby Lashley was interviewed as, he came back to this company for big matches like rings, and that the lights are bright, and he's going to beat Brock Lesnar because there's no sleep till Brooklyn. Ember Moon, the She-Nom now, went against Liv Morgan. Not much to say from here. I don't think anybody cared that much if you ask me. Morgan won with the Eclipse, so not much to say from there. Elias, once again, was going to try to sing, but Kurt Angle interrupted and said, you know what, you've been interrupted all night long, you get to sing your song. He started singing and everything, but then he kind of stopped as, Cincinnati was a bad crowd, and then Bobby Lashley came out. So we've been hearing a lot about Elias' album, or if it's really out on iTunes. So yeah, whatever his EP is, but I most likely will check that out. Then as we got to the main event, oh boy, Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, which makes no sense even though we saw this match last week. And if we want to determine who's gonna, face Brock at SummerSlam, why didn't we just do this at the pay-per-view instead of doing triple threat matches last week, just to do the same match again this week than what we did from last week? Which it wasn't a bad match, but only thing in reverse, I kind of knew this was coming. Roman Reigns picked up the win and, shook Bobby's hand, and Lashley pretty much looked off as he was kind of pissed at it, but it wasn't a bad match, and Reigns hit the spear, but once again, folks, what is this, the fifth time in a fucking row? Brock, Roman, SummerSlam, by God, get ready to hijack, folks. I cannot wait till the crowd rips this shit apart. I'm ready to see that beach ball. I'm ready to see the beach ball. I'm ready to see some hijacking. I'm ready to see hella chants. And if it's the main event too, which it most likely will be the main event, Wow, the crowd's gonna shit all over that. You know, I thought it probably would have been triple threat with Lashley being involved, but you know, we really want to get this Roman versus Brock thing again. And wow, what bullshit we're gonna see at SummerSlam. Nobody wants to see this match. I know it was rumored, and I'd rather seen Lashley versus Brock, but we gotta see more bullshit with him and Roman. Just drop the fucking title already and get over with this. This is getting ridiculous. But knowing this company, I wouldn't be surprised if Brock won again, my neighbor tells me. So, yeah, but this is just gonna be shit. Come on, even in this main event, people chanting, "We won Ambrose," and you know, because it was his hometown. So they probably wanted to see that. But, you know, other than this show, mostly some matches for SummerSlam. The biggest announcement was the Evolution pay-per-view by Stephanie McMahon and the main event itself. But like I said, who really wants to see fucking Roman versus Brock again? By God, the crowd. Brooklyn's gonna rip them apart, okay? Brooklyn will destroy them. Like I said before, honestly, I had a better time watching Slammiversary last night than I had a better time watching this show. Like I said before about the Evolution thing, it's not a bad idea for the pay-per-view, but it's like I said, WWE is kind of late on these things. There's already been promotions that have done all women pay-per-views. I've already said from Shimmer to Shine, Impact's done it many times in the past. Okay, so I can, you know, just had to point that out right there. But I don't know, man. This show felt long. You know, it's one of those marathon shows, if you ask me. But come on, does anybody want to see Roman versus Bobby? Not Roman versus Bobby. Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam again? You thought Mania was bad? This shit's about to get worse, way worse. And you thought the Royal Rumble was worse? It's gonna get more worse. And I don't know how many times it's gonna go, but it's gonna get the shits. So Roman versus Brock, folks, SummerSlam. Get ready to see it. But that's my review of Monday Night Raw tonight. It's just really hard to get through as usual, if you ask me. Alright, talked about what's the biggest highlight tonight from the women's pay-per-view Evolution. Roman versus you know, Bobby tonight, and I guess some more stuff for SummerSlam coming up. But honestly, I recommend go check out my review for Slammiversary last night. Honestly, I had a better fun time watching that show last night. How the crowd and atmosphere and how everything was just so different to what I see on WWE right now, from Fatal 4-Ways and many other things. Don Callis is doing a great job over there right now. But this is my Monday Night Raw review tonight. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out, and comment and subscribe.